Hey everyone, Vinayak here. Well, this is the state of my wife's phone. Yeah, and this being the Galaxy S8 Plus, the cost to repair the screen is equivalent to purchasing a mid range phone. Looking through the options available, I wasn't happy with the spec screen and especially the camera, as she likes to take pictures on the phone. Thus, raising the budget a bit more, we entered the budget flagship territory, and the OnePlus 7T kept popping up at that price range. So why not? OnePlus is generally touted as the flagship killer, so let's give it a try.
The model I have with me is the OnePlus 7T 8GB RAM, 256GB storage option, which is at Rs 39,999, and it looked like a great option. This is the little brother of the OnePlus 7T Pro, but comparing them both, the extras wouldn't interest my wife much. The packaging is fantastic in typical OnePlus colors. Opening up the box, we have a small envelope which contains the instruction manual, a OnePlus sticker, and an invitation letter. Well, we're not being invited for any event of any sorts, but being welcome to the OnePlus community. The letter is signed at the end by Pete Lau. Here's the phone. We'll get to that later. Let's see what other goodies are in the box. We have the 30-watt warp charger, aptly named 30T, which is a variant of the charger that shipped with the OnePlus 7. OnePlus phones support warp charging, which can charge up your phone to 70% in 30 minutes. So if you're in a rush, 30 minutes is enough to at least give you a respectable phone time. A transparent case is also included. I am liking that more and more manufacturers are including at least a silicone case with their phones. We have a SIM removal tool. We can never seem to find one when required, so this is handy. This is the OnePlus Red charging cable. USB-C, this cable in combination with the charger gives you warp charging speeds. There are no earbuds of any sort as the OnePlus 7T has no headphone jack. Now to the phone. The phone is cradled in this tray which has the company's never settle tagline. They strive to bring the best hardware and software out at best prices possible. Looking at the specs, they seem to be able to achieve it. The tab on the sides allow you to remove the phone from the cradle easily. These small things make unboxing easier. Okay, phone out, let's get the protective film off. Size-wise, the phone is quite balanced, not too big and not too small. It is significantly thinner and lighter than its Pro cousin. Design-wise, it follows OnePlus's standard cues. On the left, we have the volume up and down buttons. The volume level is displayed on screen when pressed. On the top, we have a microphone. On the right, we have the alert mode slider just above the power button, which changes between ring, vibrate, and silent. A SIM card slot is present at the bottom, which is dual SIM, with a USB-C port and a speaker grill. The color variant I have is Glacier Blue, and it would gradate the color between white to blue. It has a nice matte finish, but the back is still glass, so be careful. It has 3 cameras in a circular mount. At least it's a different design from most vertically mounted cameras. The camera bump is significant and juts off the back a little. The included case lifts it off the table, protecting it. The front screen is almost end-to-end except for the teardrop notch housing the camera. It has a more flat design as compared to the Pro, which is good as the curved display generally is more prone to damage. At 6.55 inches, it's not a small phone, but with the higher screen to body ratio, we have a larger screen in a smaller form factor. I couldn't change the brightness during setup, so now that I can, full brightness, it looks plenty bright at 743 nits. The brightness can also go down to 2.2 nits for dim viewing during nights. The screen is only 1080p but is 1080 by 2400 due to its 20:9 aspect ratio. OnePlus calls their display the Fluid AMOLED display. With a 90Hz screen refresh rate, scrolling is so much smoother, which only when you see it in action would you feel the fluidness of the animations. I couldn't see too much of a smoothness, but if you can't, just change it to 60Hz in the options, which would save on battery. Colors are generally muted or natural, but you can change between the modes if you want them to pop. Swipe up from the bottom to open the app drawer. During setup, I kept the standard 3-button layout on the bottom, which are back, home and overview button. My wife likes it this way, and I use the same layout on my Galaxy S9 Plus too. Gestures would take time getting used to, and she's not ready to fumble for everyday tasks. Nor am I. Swiping from the left to the right from the home screen brings up the OnePlus shelf, which has news, access to frequently used tools, and recently used apps. OnePlus uses their own customized version of Android named Oxygen OS. Phone unlock modes are standard pin, pattern, and face unlock. We also have fingerprint unlock using an in-display fingerprint sensor. Setting it up is also easy, as with most fingerprint sensors. Just follow the instructions and tap on the location mark on screen to register your fingerprint. Once done, whenever we pick up the phone, it displays the fingerprint sensor icon. Tap it to unlock. The sensor is quite fast, unlocking almost instantaneously. This is an optical sensor, so you can see it lighting up my finger as it scans it. Other flagships use ultrasonic fingerprint sensors, which are more accurate, but this works quite well. The camera on the OnePlus 7 has been upgraded quite a lot, giving phones that cost twice as much a run for their money. There are 3 on the back: a 17mm ultra-wide camera, a 26mm wide camera, as well as a 51mm telephoto camera. Let's look at some test shots. This is a shot on the normal wide camera, and here's the same on the S9 Plus for reference. Let's check out telephoto. And here's the same on the S9 Plus. Here's a mode that the S9 Plus doesn't have, ultra wide. We also have a macro mode, which is a plus as we wouldn't need to purchase any external lenses for this mode. We can focus on an object even if we are as close as 2.5 centimeters. Night mode, not bad, it does lose detail but it still could manage the shot. Now let's check out how well portrait mode works on the OnePlus 7T. We also can't change between the lenses while recording video, which is fine but would have been great if we could. The OnePlus 7T camera has the ability to record in 4K, but it can be only used on the wide-angle camera. A 16-megapixel selfie camera can be found in the front. Here are some sample shots. The included case is good with access to the buttons. It doesn't hinder usability. Also on the phone is a factory applied screen protector. It's okay, I do see coloration when you view the phone from an angle, but straight on there is no problem. The OnePlus 7T has a 3800 mAh battery. The battery life is respectable, but in order to squeeze a little bit more out of it, you can switch to 60Hz refresh rate for the display. But with the warp charger at hand, 30 minutes and you have the battery at 70%. Speakers are loud in this phone and the sounds are clear, and I found it to be louder than my Galaxy S9 Plus.
And why did I buy this instead of the Xbox One? And especially why the Pro Edition? Watch the video to find out. Hey everyone, Vinayak here. Today at last I have the PlayStation 4 Pro with me. And why did I buy this instead of the Xbox One? And especially why the Pro Edition? Watch the video to find out. At a price point of half of most flagships, this phone has a great screen, great performance, and cameras are generally really good. The Oxygen OS experience is fast and smooth, and the inclusion of 3 cameras with features like macro and steady shot are a nice touch. The speakers are also quite loud, and the HDR10 compliant display makes content consumption more gratifying. Getting such a well-rounded phone for the price is amazing. Hats off to OnePlus for pulling such a thing off. So if you have any questions, I do plan on a Q&A video next, so do write into tech@talkingstuff.net or WhatsApp us at 96525 78833 to get them answered. So that's it from me. Thank you for watching and see you all later.
Make sure to like this video and also subscribe to the channel. Also make sure to click on the notification bell to be informed when new videos are added.